Yo, 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 yo! Testing. 1, 2, testing, testing. How's everybody doing today? This is going to be a follow-up stream from, I guess it was August 11th, huh? That's the last time I went live, I think. This is a follow-up stream, though, for what I started on my birthday. This is Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It's my favorite game. Probably one of, if not the best RPG settings in history. This game holds a special place in my heart. Grew up playing it. We didn't get very far in, mostly chatting and stuff, and just kind of getting initial setup stuff done during it last time around. So we're basically in one of the starting zones and looking to make a name for ourselves. We already went through Vvardenfell, which is the initial starting point. And oh, there we go. That was weird, a little delay. It's because I'm using 2 layers for my my B9. But we went through the initial starting point, and that was Vvardenfell, which is like a small coastal fishing village and Imperial outpost where you start the game at after your character creation, class creation, stuff like that. Basically, it's just a swampy marshland with a census and excise office and a lighthouse. It's basically the Empire's little front desk for Morrowind, like part fishing town, part DMV. We didn't do everything over there just because I feel like a lot of people who have played the game have done the rudimentary tutorial sort of intro to the game. Not a lot happens over there anyway. There's basically the trade house. You give Fargoth his ring. A couple other notable things. We did get the tax collector guy. We didn't turn that in or anything though. Basically just went right over to Balmora after getting our initial starting stuff done. So I think we're in Balmora currently, which is the place that you go to after Vvardenfell to talk to Cascades. And I think we might have done like 1 quest overall. So we'll see where we land with that. I kind of left in a rush last time because of work obligations and stuff, so go ahead and boot up. Alright, so yeah, we're in Balmora. We're in, I think it's like Gora Korob's house or something like that, but you have to kill them off anyway in the gameplay along the way, so we just go ahead and capped that instantaneously. What do we got going on here? Okay, so we have some pretty hefty gold stuff that we could use for value if we need it for training and stuff. I'm not doing perfect playthrough or anything. I've done that a few times already. It's tedious. I'm just doing a pretty basic playthrough, but as far as the character stuff goes, level 3 right now, we're doing a Dunmer Dark Elf. It's basically Ghostblade is just a class that I made myself, and it's essentially a spell sword. High endurance, we're focusing on endurance first to max out so that we get the most health benefits along the way. Pretty average stats aside from that. Decent personality, decent speed, decent agility just for fatigue and hit. And then speed just for movement and stuff. Our major skills are block, conjuration, short blade, medium armor, and illusion. Illusion to make up for the personality, speechcraft, and mercantile skills. Block just because it contributes heavily towards agility and is honestly like S tier in terms of major skills if you do melee playthroughs. Conjuration, we do have Bound Dagger, but we're also using it to do a few other things with summons and stuff later on. Short blade just because we wanted agility and speed primarily, and I think it's just super, super broken. And with a low carry weight for each dagger, you can enchant them with multiple different effects. So you have like one for each element, other spell schools attached to them. Just makes the playthrough super, super cheesy, but fun at the same time. I've never done it before, but I've seen a couple other people do it. Figured I'd give it a shot. Medium armor just because in the entry point of the game, like we have bone mold available, and then later on when you get to Vivek, you get the Her Lady's armor variant, which is basically just a better version of this. Minor skills, we got acrobatics. Again, that's a huge valuable skill. I know you can kind of get around it with certain spell stuff, but since we're melee focused and we need a way to input strength since we're not doing long blade, I figured acrobatics is a good way to manage leveling while at the same time giving the bonus effects from influencing strength. Alchemy, mysticism, alteration, restoration, all I know alchemy is like the most broken skill in the game along with enchanting, but trying not to cheese it too hard with that. Like, I want to have an enjoyable playthrough where we're not just min-maxing the entire time and breaking the game off rip. I mean, you get powerful enough as it is over time. We chose the lady as our birth sign, which gives us 25 points in personality and another 25 points in endurance, contributing to a pretty well-structured set of, primary stats and stuff. Spells, we got we kind of jumped around. We got all the essential ones and some ones that we can use for later and stuff, like Mark and Recall are huge. Hide is crazy, but we're not going to really use that in Chameleon yet. We're not doing a stealth playthrough so much. They come handy for later. Telekinesis is super broken. That's a mysticism skill. We don't have a ton of the illusion stuff, but we do have charm. And then we have sound, which I still don't know what that does. In all honesty, I need to figure out what sound does. I could have given it a Google or something, but I think it like distracts an enemy. I don't know necessarily. I've never had to use it before. We have some of the bound spells too from Conjuration. We're really only focusing on like the dagger one though, but later on we can use these. Calm Creature, pretty broken early on. Calm Humanoid, pretty broken in fights. Demoralize. I think it makes them run. I have never done a ton of illusion stuff in this game. I normally do like all the other schools, but alright, yeah, we got our feather, we have lock. Do we have unlock? Open? Yeah, we have open. Okay, so we'll probably go make a 50 points opens mostly everything in the game early on, so I mean, I guess we could make it like a 25 one just to save on some mana. Paralysis is crazy. Sanctuary is also really strong. Disintegrate weapon, and I think we might have like an armor one too, but I don't know if we grabbed that. I think we did. And just some scrolls to get in and out of places quickly. Your common disease as well. That's a spell that we don't have with restoration yet. But yeah, so we're in Balmora. I did get telekinesis and grab the Sword of White Woe. I haven't cashed it in yet on the off chance that maybe later on I use it. It's a insanely strong weapon early on and realistically throughout the entire game. There are a couple better, but you have to kind of try hard to get to them early on. Yeah, so this is our humble abode. I'm gonna try not to. I mean, we already ran into a few of the Mortong assassins and stuff. Like, I did cash in a little bit of that just to get some initial training and spells and stuff that you see along with the starter armor. But I think realistically, I think I used telekinesis to get the majority of the armor that I'm wearing. I think I lost my shield somewhere along the way, and I had to go grab another one. In terms of... This guy's so pretty. Pretty sky. In terms of questing and stuff, I think I just did the deliver the package, get the gold, and I joined factions, but I don't think I did a ton of the quests for him. I might have done the egg mine, but I don't know. I think we just did the rats one for the Fighters Guild and the mushrooms one for the Mages Guild. So we have some options there. Balmora is basically the first city outside of Seydanin that you'll see as a new player. So you just start running off into a direction instead of taking the Silt Strider from the starter point. And this is the capital for House Hlalu. House Hlalu being one of the 3 main political entities you'll find in the game. It's kind of cool because the way that they structured it, there's the 3 great houses and then there's the 3 guilds. So, you know, you have the Mages Guild, you have the Fighters Guild, and then you have the Thieves Guild over in the Southern Corner Club on the other side of the river, which is, I believe, called the Odai River.
What brings you here, Dunmer?
Here's through the center of town, and those obviously coincide with, like, alright, thievery and sneaking and stuff like that, which is kind of scuffed in this game implementation. They had high hopes for it, but it didn't get implemented correctly. There are mods that fix it and stuff, and Open Morrowind does a little bit of it as well on the front end. Just dropped a bunch of stuff in the middle of the road. Fighters Guild, obviously, you know, that's going to be your strength, sword, and board, mace, spear, you know, melee focused gameplay. Mages Guild, that's going to be all your magic stuff and alchemy and such. If you haven't played this game before, I would highly encourage you to, if you're a new player, maybe your first playthrough, start Fighter, or like a Fighter Thief blend, or a Spellsword like I am. But if you've gotten a little bit into the game, like several hours, and you're kind of understanding things, and you aren't afraid to look at the wiki, or like some Google stuff, or some forums, or watch a few videos on YouTube, Mages Guild playthrough and House Telvanni follow-up is like insanely awesome. One of the best experiences you'll ever have in any RPG game ever. But yeah, so as far as like notable features and stuff, you do have the 3 guilds. There's a temple up over here where you can get more spells and donate to the shrines to get certain buffs and stuff. You have Narano Manor, and then Palu Council over on the other side. You have basically where the first quest takes you to Caius Cassad's house. That's that Southwall Corner Club where the Thieves Guild is. If you're not used to the game or anything, it's kind of hard to find your first time around. I remember when I played this game for the first time, I was lost for like a long time. I think I played for like a couple of weeks and had no idea what was going on. I was young, but really good game. If you can get past the reading thing, I think that, you know, obviously with all their follow-ups, they paid voice actors. That wasn't necessarily an option here in this game, especially given how much dialogue is in the game, along with other written lore. This is probably the most lore-intensive out of all of the entries in the series. Every book holds a pretty nice gem of background lore or current happenstance across the island and its past.
Speak up.
Morrowind is the main island in Vvardenfell. So just outside of this map, there is a landmass here, and it kind of surrounds it. It's just the island itself. It's not the entirety of Vvardenfell. That is Solstheim, which you'll know from the Skyrim entry as well. They revisited it in the expansion for Dragonborn. That's the not necessarily the home of the Nords, but a Nord-occupied island, similar to what Morrowind is for the Dunmer, the Dark Elves. And yeah, so Balmora has the Hlalu house. Aldrune is another capital city for House Redoran. It's a giant shell of a dead crab called Skyrender. And that's like the main, call it like central hub of that city. It's an Ashland style building and architecture, which is kind of a blend between this, where this is like a, well, okay, so I guess Hlaluan Dunmer structures are a blend between Aldrune style architecture and Imperial style architecture. Every city has like a different flavor to it. It's really, really nice. Vivek's probably could have been done a little bit better, but that goes without saying. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll figure out when we get there. I don't know if it'll be this playthrough, but probably. Other places that have Hlalu influence would be Saran. Saran is basically a little pleasure town south of Balmora. We haven't gotten there yet, but it has a lot of notable features such as like the markets. It's a very trade district sort of place. Has a temple, taverns, and even brothels. It's like a trade and indulgence sort of culture to it. It's basically where Balmora's merchants and higher-ups go to blow off steam and maybe lose some gold in some dice games while visiting the taverns and the brothels and stuff. One place that we have gone to so far is Caldera. Or Caldera. I don't know, I call it Caldera, but it's an Imperial chartered mining town near Balmora, so if you just run and follow the river, it's basically up and over here somewhere abouts. Right there. Aldrune, Caldera being basically the break point, halfway point between Aldrune and Caldera. A lot of times when you are playing this game, it has a very, very slow start for new players. That's for a few different reasons. You have your movement speed, which if you didn't take speed as your major skill, if you didn't take the steed as your birth sign, if you don't have major skills being athletics, then you're going to be moving really, really slowly. There are ways around it, but, you know, figure that out on your own. I'm not going to be doing that this playthrough. Comfortable with the slow start. I did boost it a little bit just to make it a little more manageable and enjoyable for the viewer. Caldera is mostly on PC, yeah, through Open Morrowind. I don't have it modded or anything, unless you count, I mean, I guess you can count Open Morrowind as a mod, but I don't have a ton of mods on it or anything. It's just the normal quality of life improvements with the bug fixes and stuff. It's not anything crazy going on. Mostly vanilla, almost purist playthrough. Playing as a Spellsword Dunmer, so only level 3. I haven't really done any quests or anything. pretty balanced stats, more endurance focus for higher health starting. We do have all of our minor skills are basically... so what they do is they do the bug fix stuff where game save files kind of corrupt themselves. And a couple other things, like they have a werewolf improvement if you do werewolf playthroughs that you can turn on and off. It's strength affecting raw damage output for werewolf claws and stuff. I think it might actually apply to the Argonians too, but I'm not gonna see it. I don't have that turned on. A couple of different enchanting effects that you can apply to like arrows and stuff. I don't have enchanting on this one. I know it is the most broken skill in the game along with alchemy, but I've played mage playthrough the last like 3 or 4 times that I've done this game, so. But basically, I'm just trying to play more, not melee focused, melee to start, but Spellsword overall, where to make up for the, I mean, I have a decent personality start, but for some of the dialogue stuff, we're just going to use Illusion's charm features to kind of cheese through it a little bit. Pretty balanced stats outside of that with just, I mean, endurance is going to be max first, and then I have dump either luck or strength. As far as everything else goes, though, like, pretty balanced in terms of stats. I did use acrobatics. I was originally going to do a long blade playthrough, but I haven't done a short blade playthrough ever, just because I avoid the thief style playthrough, like sneak thief sort of thing. It's pretty bad in this game, all things considered, but Open Morrowind does do stuff to fix that a little bit. Like, I don't know if you've ever played it before, but pickpocketing in this game as like a thief playstyle is, you can't really pick anything up, maybe just small amounts of gold or like a key or something, but outside of that, it's anything that has a high value it's immediately affects the stat weights for your roll chances on the dice game that happens in the background. But yeah, we aren't very far into this though. Basically all I've done is I came from Seydan and I went to go talk to Cassads, and I did kill the person who lives in that house right there, Dora Gore, I don't know how you say their name, the work. You end up doing that later in the game anyway, so you can just knock it out of the way real quick and have a little save spot storage center. Really all I've done is just kind of jump around to a few places. I haven't explored much of the map. I just got some of the spells set up, basic stuff over here. Yeah, even with me having played, I think like last year, probably a year and a half ago, I played, and a lot of stuff I forgot. Like, I thought for some reason my first 2 levels, I'm not doing a perfect playthrough either, where you can get like the max amount of points per level. But I thought you could train major skills 3 times each, and then just have like a random minor skill that levels up, like willpower or something like that. Since I have so many of these that are stacked up with willpower, it's basically a dump stat later on. I thought if you leveled up 3 times, you get 5x each on that leveling screen when you rest. Apparently that's not how it works, or maybe it's a fix for it. I don't remember. A lot of the time I just, you know, you play the game and you basically just break it if you do magic playthrough. It is the most fun though, for sure.
Your turn to talk.
Yeah. Dagathur, man. Absolute giga chat of an enemy, but at the same time almost did nothing wrong. I don't know how much of the lore you know from this game, but they have like the living gods from the tribunal. They're mentioned even if you don't have the expansion for the tribunal, and Dagathur comes back to avenge the Nereber, which is basically who you end up playing through as the protagonist of the game. The 3 gods being Sothasil, Almalexia, and the most notable is Vivek. Vivek killed the Nerever, basically severed a prophecy so that he could achieve Chem, and him and his merry gang of misfits. Yeah, I mean, there's so much in it in this game to where it's like hard to really. I have like a rough timeline in my head of things, but then you like pick up a book in the game and you read it and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. There's so much dialogue in this game too. It's like once you're in certain parts of it and you've played through it before, you kind of just like it falls on deaf ears a little bit because you're trying to remember everything because there's no like waypoints or maps or anything. Sometimes they mark it on your map, but a lot of the quests that you do focus primarily on you exploring in order to find what you're going after, and it's all very vague hints and clues. Okay, so we're gonna... Alright, I'm just gonna rest real quick. I don't want to sleep specifically because I don't want more of those assassins to come. We can beat them in a fight, but it gets so ridiculous having a ton of gear that's worth thousands of gold each early on. So we're gonna go to Fighters Guild real quick. Follow up about questing and stuff. I don't know if we did the egg mine. I don't think we did. So, egg poachers. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go do that. I could have just looked at my journal, but it does. It does have the lusty. I think it's 2 volumes, actually, too. I think this was the first introduction of the lusty Argonian made. I don't remember in Daggerfell. Or Daggerfall. Yeah, it's one of the ongoing jokes is that, and then Vvardenfell, the rat quest. That's the very first quest you get from the Fighters Guild here in Balmora, and basically they flip it around every new game following. So that like one it's the rats, and then the next one it's so the rats are getting to the pillows in the first one. You have to knock out or take out the rats, and then the in Oblivion it's like the opposite. The rats are pets, and then there's like that mountain lion. I forget the name. I think it's Shadenall, but I don't know what city it is. Alright, so there's the ancestor tomb. We're not going to go into that. I have a fair amount of carry weight. Jinx Blade paralyzes. We're not even going to use that right now. Let's queue up our Bound Dagger. It's already queued. For anyone who doesn't know, scribs are harmless creatures. You can get into fights with them. They're basically just NPCs for the most part. They'll ignore you entirely. This is an egg mine. We can talk to these people to find out a little bit more about the egg poachers. So we're looking for Sibylla Orthan and Daenilla Vallis. Used to work here. Not good people. Could be hiding anywhere in the mine. Doesn't elaborate. It's a big mine. We haven't seen Sibylla Orthan or Daenilla Vallis, but eggs keep disappearing, and they know the place. Easy for them to get in and out, stay out of sight.
Hello.
So they're hiding in there somewhere. This is one of the main trades for Morrowind, the island of Vvardenfell. There are other types of mines. It's kind of crazy that this has a... Yeah, they're like burrowing insectoids. Yeah, egg-stealing whores, a lot of them. It's a valuable commodity, though, here in Vvardenfell and even over in the Imperial cities. Oh, it's still in effect, jeez. I keep thinking of the other games where when you put it away or whatever, right? Like you sheath your sword, it just disappears. What are the odds that we can rest? Very good. One thing you'll know too is if you played the game before, hitting things early on in the game can be frustrating for new players because they don't understand how the mechanics work. Obviously, a lot of people harp on how high your fatigue is. You'll notice I'm not like just running through when I know that there's enemies coming up. Wow, that's a lot of them. I don't ever remember there being 3 here, but if you use a weapon that's in your major skill, like we have for short blade, and you have a decent amount, like, I mean, it could be like 30, 35 or whatever, right? And then agility also influences it, and so does luck, along with fatigue. So you can, if you have short blade and you start the game over and say I need it, and you pick up that dagger, and you have, you know, even like 30 agility, chances are you'll hit at least half the time, whatever weapon your primary is, right? You'll notice the scrib doesn't attack. If you ever do get into a fight with a bunch of things and you accidentally hit a scrib, be prepared to be paralyzed for several seconds, which may make or break that fight. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the second quest from the Balmora Fighters Guild. So the worker won't attack. The warriors, I believe, will. If I attack the scrib, the worker will attack. If I only fight the, oh, I can't think of the name of them now. We just fought a bunch of them, though. These. But yeah, see how I'm not skilled in hand-to-hand, even though it uses speed, and I have a high amount of speed, and I have full fatigue? Like, you're just not gonna hit things. Look how cheesed that is. Short blade attacks so quickly. The reason I chose short blade, not only because I haven't experienced the quality of life that it is as an improvement to the game compared to many other starting weapons in terms of carry weight and stuff, is also affecting that carry weight is the fact that you can carry multiple of them and enchant them with various elements or other spell schools and stuff. So you could have like a paralyzed dagger, and then you could have like a shock damage dagger, or like weakness 2 and shock, and do the same thing with the other elements. And you can kind of just like load up, since you can just open this menu and then equip this, and then I wasn't expecting it to be as powerful as it is, but you see how fast that's hitting over and over again. Like, it's kind of crazy. I actually don't want any of this stuff. I don't remember if there's... That just leads to nothing. I think there might be a chest up there, actually. I know if you go further in, you can... Hello, what up? How you doing, Williams? How's your day going, brother? And then, yeah, if we check in here, those are the only 2 people that we were looking for. It gives you rough directions. That's kind of how the game, basically... That's how the game basically plays out, though, is you get very vague directions, non-distinct at all. The occasional map marker of a nearby place, but never, like, directly where you need to go. So, your first playthrough of this game, or if you haven't played it in a while and you want to play it again, very, very explorative in its functionality. Which is, honestly, I mean, like, I don't know, this might be a hot take, but a lot of games nowadays, like, force you through the motions of everything, right? Like, they carry you into the next place, I'm doing great. I appreciate you asking. I've got all of them here. Yeah, that's... Oh, wait. I don't want to accidentally hit that guy. Yeah, I'm doing great. I've been super busy lately, which is why I haven't been streaming. But I appreciate you tuning in. All this week, I should have time in the afternoons or evenings or whatever, at least EST time zone, to be able to do some streams. I'm shooting for 4-hour blocks all week, doing a variety of games. Basically just starting on all of them and then seeing what one sticks the most. I'll probably play through all of them slowly over time anyway, but... Yeah, the vagueness... Oh, man, I think I took a wrong turn. One sec. Let me think. Yeah, what I was saying before, though, was, like, a lot of games nowadays, they just carry you through the entire experience. And that can be, like, cool for new players, or if it's a complex game. Oh, I appreciate you, Williams. Thank you so much. Sincerely, that support is huge. Always appreciate you, brother. Yeah, with new games, though, like, it's really, really hard to get swept away. I mean, I guess you can in the moment. Multi. I should be on Twitch also. Most of my viewership will probably come from YouTube just because of how my reach has gone so far with the 40K stuff, but I am on Twitch as well. Or at least I should be. I use Stream Elements, so I mostly just upload directly to YouTube, or stream directly to YouTube just for the VOD length and storage. It's just way, way better than other platforms. I guess Kick has a little bit of, I don't know, what is it, like a month or something? YouTube is my primary thing, though. I kind of want to get into, I think, probably just Kick and YouTube in the end with the new viewership rules and stuff with Twitch. But it's kind of hard when you're early on. Like, I just started this whole streaming thing, so it's kind of hard to turn it down based on the reach. The delicate balance, I guess. I don't know. You can probably do without. I know with VTubing and stuff especially, though, like, Kick has a pretty good platform for that. They have integrations and stuff that are aimed at that, but so does YouTube in terms of, like,
Need something.
community engagement.
Hail, Dunmer. Do you need something?
So we got rid of the poachers. We got payment. And 4 quality restore fatigue potions, which is actually a pretty good payout. Alright, we have a contract from the Caldera Mining Company to kill 4 Telvanni agents responsible for trouble at the Caldera Mine. The 4 Telvanni agents are responsible for thefts and disappearances over at the Caldera Ebony Mines. Their names are Elunu, Arlen, Salthasa Norathran, Fathina, Parathran, and Alvaleg. Probably butchered that a little bit. Some of the names in here are crazy. They're hiding in a cave in the hills north of the Caldera Mine. When the 4 agents are dead, report back to me. Take care. It's very likely that one of them is on the lookout posted outside of the mines. The quickest way to Caldera is probably to have the guild guide at the Mages Guild transport you, but it's your choice. Reaching into this, Thieves Guild, Wood Elf, and Telvanni prefer to hire Nords and Wood Elves when they can't get natives. I know nothing about him, but this is not a Thieves Guild job, so he has no protection. I told you, this Caldera Mine trouble is not a Thieves Guild job. Yes, they are Thieves Guild, and if you belong to the Thieves Guild and you murder a Thieves Guild member, you will get expelled. But it's only murder if the crime is reported, and you're not going to report it, are you? And, after all, I'm your Fighters Guild steward, and I'm giving you a job to do. Don't make me wonder about where your loyalties lie. And basically, it's just going to keep telling us about all that. But we can click here and get a little description. They're southwest of the town of Caldera, I believe. Check around when you're on Caldera. They'll give you better directions. Druid. Isn't a druid a grass type wizard? Yeah, nature based. Nature spells and such. I play both. Well, I don't play them as much anymore. I'm actually probably gonna stop playing them for a minute. But I'm one of the top druids in World of Warcraft. I run a guild over there along with my buddy. And not like in retail, but in classic. So we don't need to. Thefts and disappearances. That's going to give a subscription. Ebony thefts, missing guards, escaped slaves, and they think that the Telvanni agents are responsible. Yeah, druids are in tune with nature. It's one of the core classes I play in most RPG games, if given the option. Baldur's Gate, Path of Exile, Diablo, basically any game that allows for druid gameplay. Typically the most versatile, but also lackluster at each individual thing. That might be a little bit different, I guess, only for Diablo 4, where they are probably the best tanks. Necromancers. Alright, so we gotta go to Caldera.
What brings you here, Dunmer?
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Do you want?
I don't think that we did this quest yet for her. We can probably rest until healed while we're here. Yeah, I played a lot of WoW growing up. I don't know how many hours exactly, but if I type, they have a function in the game where you can type /played, and if I did that, I think across all of my accounts and characters, it would probably be like in hours the equivalent of like 3.5 years gameplay. Back in OG Classic release, I was one of the top druids for the first 3 phases of the game, and then I kind of gave up afterwards. Druids fall off a lot. It got rebalanced this time around with the new 20th anniversary release over in WoW, where everybody can get the PvP rank 14, which is essentially the highest rank of PvP. The druid gear for that is insanely overpowered, especially when paired with the only 2 items that are super worthwhile. What's a metaphorical club that I can join? Tell me.
Do you need something? Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Is there anything that we need from here? They sell spells and stuff, but I think I got everything that I really need. I don't know if we got this house yet. We did. So this is another one where nothing happens if you kill the person inside. It's not the nice thing to do, but it's a decent digs, so why not? More player housing, you know? You don't get it in the game until very, very far in otherwise.
Yes?
We're supposed to ask around to figure out where the mine is. They said it was... They're hiding in the cave north of the hills, north of the Caldera mine. What do we have for carry weight here? Crazy. The people who played WoW in their past club. It's a pretty robust club. Yeah, I think I have to ditch it, man. I've been doing the thing where you treat it like a drug addiction, man. It's like you wean off and then you stop playing for a while and some new content comes out a year later. You're like hooked again. Messes with my sleep schedule like crazy. It's just like overall, like, I mean, I don't know, like it feels like you're really productive and in the moment and working with friends and stuff, especially if you like run or are an officer in a guild. And you have a lot of friends who play, but like, I don't know, man. It kind of ruined a lot of other games for me, you know? I don't know if that resonates, if anyone else has played, but it's just, it's such a grind. And it's a fun, enjoyable grind while it happens and stuff, but it's just like, player base gets more and more toxic every single day. If you're trying to have fun and play the game, it's like arbitrarily rude to not be good at it. Luckily for you, it was a metaphorical one. It doesn't exist. It's not even a real club. No one quits. You can't. The only way out is in a box. What can I do here? I gotta talk to people and figure out where that mine is. So, let's get a rundown on Caldera. Imperial Charter Town, part of the Caldera Mining Company Charter, which grants the company rights to mine ebony right from the deposits here. The Caldera ebony mines themselves lie to the southwest. The town has a real western flavor, makes outlanders feel right at home. Caldera is rich and bound to get richer, since the profits from the ebony exports continue to grow as the mine operations grow. Don't ever start, Lone Pair. Do not ever start. It's worse than smoking. It's the worst thing you can do to yourself, low-key. Oh gosh, man. The amount of hours I dumped in there just to have like nothing really awesome to show for it besides being able to brag that I was one of the best players in the game, which means nothing in all reality.
Yes.
Alright, so I didn't ask him about the mines today. The Caldera Ebony Mines are southwest of the village of Caldera. There's an office, a bunkhouse, and a guard tower over near the mine entrance. They work the mines by slave labor. That would never be allowed back in the West, but here in Morrowind, slavery is still legal. I think it is a disgrace, but who cares what I think. A little backstory is Argonians and Khajiits are primarily made the slaves in this culture. There's some blatant racism happening throughout this game, along with, I think, literally every other one as well. I don't know, maybe Arena didn't have it, but that's so far back I couldn't tell you. More about Caldera, though. It's got the ebony mines, right? This is all Imperial-style buildings, which you'll note from many of the other entries in the series, especially Skyrim, specifically, along with Oblivion. A lot of Imperial influence there in the architecture. Feels kind of transplanted from, like, Cyrodiil itself. Almost soulless. They do a good job of making it pretty here, but compared to some of the other flavors of the other towns, like, it just doesn't hit quite as well. There is one exception, is if you go into Gorak Manor, you have some craziness going on here. Bunch of crazy orcs and Mr. Scamp over here. This guy will just buy anything. He always has 5,000 gold on him. He buys things for value. It's kind of I wouldn't call it a cheat in the game or anything, but it is a good way around the early on disproportion between buying and selling items. Yeah, I got the remake. I did play Oblivion a lot as well. I do favor this one over the other two entries, but I've got a ton of hours in all of them. Oblivion was still good, but part of why it was good is just how comical some of the stuff was. Like, the character design, some of the tropes in the game, and some of the quests and stuff. Some of the effects that would happen. Stop right there, criminal scum. Like, it was a fun game, for sure. I feel like, in comparison, quest-wise and everything, though, like, this one definitely hits a lot harder emotionally. There are parts about Oblivion that just are hard to take seriously, and it's one of those games that does drag you along, really, like, basically grabs you by the wrist and drags you along until you get that main quest done. It's always constantly reminding you that you have to do the main quest. It's forever stamped onto the map. It's forever got arrows going to it. Everything redirects back to that. Hey, what's up, Ivan? How you doing, brother? I didn't expect to see you here so early. How's your day going, brother? So we're not going to talk to this guy, but there is a quest involved here. The remake is worth the money if Oblivion was one of your favorite games. I will say that. Yeah, I think that was the point of the game too, was to make it as humorous as possible to the player, and to make it as simple as Morrowind could be turned down to in terms of transition. Like, they did eliminate a lot of spells that were involved in the game. Oh, I should probably read the signs, huh? I actually think it is this way. So, Caldera Mining Company, that goes to Narmak. Narmak is basically if I remember correctly, it's not a very big town, but Narmak is basically what Nisus is. Saran is to Alderun. That's good to hear, Ivan. Yeah, I checked out that game you sent me, man. I love the looks of that, dude. That looks like such a banger for co-op. I forget the name of it off the top of my head right now, but I was looking into it. News? Frick, I can't remember. It looks really, really fun, though, for sure. Alright, so here's the mines. That's that bunkhouse and guard tower. We were warned that there's probably somebody posted outside of the mines, so assuming that this is the mine entrance. How many people do I have on my Twitch and YouTube? The Journo game. Misery looks really good too. I did apply to be in the beta, which opens up sometime early September. I think they said like September 4th, or I don't know if there was an actual date for it. But they're doing one more beta, and then the game should be coming out at the end of Q3 or early Q4 this year for Misery. But the Journo game looks really, really fun. They both look awesome, in all honesty, but the Journo game just looks like the funnest pick up and play. Apparently there's a proximity chat function in there as well. How many people do you get on my Twitch and my YouTube? YouTube varies. Twitch, I feel like I average probably 20 viewers. I don't know how many of those views will count now with the new update to engagement and stuff. Like, you guys have been engaged so far in terms of like typing every little while, but I know if you don't type for X amount of seconds, I don't know if it's like 2 minutes or 5 minutes or what, it just immediately disregards your view. And yeah, cheap. I think it's only like $8 over here. I don't know what the conversion ratio is for Aussie dollars and stuff though. So maybe they're similarly priced. I don't necessarily know. But yeah, it's pretty cheap, man. And it has a proximity chat function in there that looks fun. Like, a lot of stuff looks fun. On YouTube for streams, I feel like if it's Warhammer 40k related, I can get like 100 viewers. If it's not Warhammer 40k related, like if it's something like this that might be somewhat similar in either a fantasy or a sci-fi trope, I probably get a quarter to a third of the viewership. No, 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 not on YouTube. I meant for Twitch. Twitch, and I think actually YouTube might. Yeah, I was just talking to Ivan about that last night, actually. I think YouTube might have a thing against it now too, man. Yeah, how can there be 3 people chatting and it shows 2 views? Isn't that insane? And realistically, like, I mean, if this was a normal stream 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, like, it would show probably like 20 viewers. Obviously, not all of them are active. Some people just fall in through weird, like, autoplay functions and stuff. Probably less so for my case. I'm a smaller channel. But maybe, like, Warhammer people who listen to, like, Warhammer lore and fall asleep might accidentally get rerouted if they're a follower for me as well for my shorts content. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Like, on my birthday and stuff, I was pretty overworked. I have been overworked lately, too, but I got some rest, and I also had I had tonsillitis on my birthday as well, so I didn't realize it at the time, but I was wondering why I felt kind of dumpy. My suspicion about a few mins and it counts as yeah, I think there might be some kind of timer orientation, like 10 minutes. Yeah, I was talking today. What's today's looking for you, like, in viewer count? I don't even keep the numbers up, in all honesty. Like, I feel like it detracts from the quality of your engagement, whether there's viewers or not. Like, I feel like you should just constantly, if your job is trying to stream, well, not my job, this is a hobby. I don't do this for money, but, if your hobby is to play games and be explanative and, you know, explorative and reach for engagement, what you want to do is you want to talk your way through the process anyway. And if you look at the viewers, you might feel like less impulse to be chatty, which if you're constantly chatty and somebody tunes in, right, even if you're kind of like, I mean, I was super monotone on my birthday, I won't lie to you, my throat hurt super bad, and I just felt super tired. But if you're just constantly talking, whether it's about things that are happening in life, things you're looking forward to, things that happened in the past, what's happening in the game, what's about to happen in the game, other games you play. Like, if you just keep talking and somebody tunes in, I feel like they're more likely to stick around, you know? Why am I over here? I get so lost in thought. Yeah, apparently it says 2 or maybe even 3 now on YouTube, but yeah, with the hit and the metrics, definitely. Let me rest real quick. Rather do this during the day. I have a disease or something? Why did that miss so frequently? Fatigue is up. The one mod I probably should have got is the auto loot function. The only way to auto loot is to dispose of corpse, and then you have to kind of filter through things. Yeah, you gotta talk to the VOD watchers too. Even if it's like a sleep stream and stuff. Like if I do the Warhammer 40k ones, like I get a lot of people who just sleep. They just want to hear more about the lore. They want to hear about a game that they haven't played, but they're tired and they're trying to pass out. But they're just used to falling asleep with white noise and stuff. I appreciate that, Williams. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sincerely, man. So we have Bound Dagger active. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna cast 30-second Ghost. Boom. Bound Dagger.
No one can challenge me.
That fight's actually pretty hard early on, but I'm a diehard monotone. Yeah, I am. That's just how my voice is made, man. Like I could add inflection and stuff, but the way that I talk from like the the back of my throat and lower nasal passage. It just happens that way. I was a bit of a bad kid when I was younger, and I did a lot of stuff that kind of damaged my upper respiratory system a little bit. Warhammer fan, correct? Correct. That's my bread and butter. Warcraft too, but also like trying to get away from that. Longsword. We'll take the arrows. I didn't know that the bow weighed so much. Alright, we might have an upgrade here with the Dragon Scale Tower Shield. That's a medium. It looks like it is 31 points of armor. 40 condition. Yeah. What's the difference in weight here, though? So we have 10 to 12 worth. Just go ahead and get rid of that. There we go. Bling bling, brother. Speaking of fan, could I interest in sending you a fan-made Warhammer-inspired animation series called Space King? Absolutely. Do not hesitate to do so. I would love that, actually. I love fan works, man. I wish that the Games Workshop IP owners weren't such sticklers, man. Like, their best animations typically come from either the fans themselves, who end up eventually getting cease and desisted into signing a contract to work for them and then limited on their ability to output good stuff. Thank you, brother. Oh, I appreciate the transition too into the other chat. Yeah, he oofed. Yeah, I love Warhammer related stuff though, whether it's fan made, whether it's maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have healed first. We're gonna see if we can cheat code this a little bit. Okay. So that worked. Sometimes that doesn't work. Look at the speed, man. I'd be so good in prison, dude. So many shanks per minute. There's a lot going on here, huh? That worked too. Crazy. We're gonna go ahead and try to even the odds a little bit here. What else do I have? I have Sanctuary. 60 seconds? I think 30 seconds is fine. And then we're going to
Die!
don't have enough. We have a Jinx blade that we're gonna swap out here. This would normally be a really, really tough fight. The dagger thing is insane, along with the illusion and the summons, dude. Like, this isn't... I've never played this way before, but my gosh, man. Insanely overpowered. Yeah, it has a lot of user-generated content. Yeah, I mean, it's very... The best lore pieces don't even come from, like, the books or the games or the shows or anything. It comes directly from the fans, man, elaborating on stuff and kind of hinting towards, because it's such a scattered IP. Like, so many things happen that would be like typically standalone segments and are written that way, except for like the 30K series. Like the 30K series with the Horus Heresy and everything is pretty linear in terms of plot development and character involvement and character growth and shifts on the universal scale of involvement and everything. But as soon as you get into like the 41st millennium where everything's set now, it's like all very scatterbrained sort of concepts to encourage homebrew. but the best lore definitely comes from people like Luton09. I highly respect. There's a lot of like the Remembrancer, and there's a lot of people who put out really good content. And honestly, even it's one of the few genres of content, or I guess like IPs of content, to where I can tolerate listening to an AI voice drone on about it. What would be your shank of choice, toothbrush or chicken bone? I think you'll get further with a toothbrush. I don't know from experience, but I just feel like you'd have better results. You could serrate it. There's a lot you could. I mean, bone is good too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know about chicken bone specifically, right? It's not like you're gonna get a T-bone in prison. Also, there is another animation series by the same animators where it's Warhammer-inspired characters going up against furries. I'm gonna send you that as well. Is it like is it? Absolutely send it to me. But is it? Oh, what are the name of the cat people, dude? I can never remember the name of them. Yeah, Luton is amazing, man. Incredible guy. I like how he writes. It's something about the way he structures his videos. Like, it has some of the best musical scores, and I know a lot of them are available either on YouTube or what is the I can't think of the one that you can like pay a subscription to, and it gives you a bunch of like royalty free tracks that are non accredited for copyright striking. It's like Epic or something like that. I can't think of it, but yeah, orcs, dude. Everyone loves the orcs. They're so fun. They have such cool functionality to them. I don't play orcs personally when I do play the game. I don't play on the tabletop much anymore either, but just because of location and stuff. I do Necron, and then I really like the Grey Knights and the Blood Angels. Yeah, there's a name for the cat girls who are in the 40k series that are like canonically included, but there's just not a lot of lore on them. Pick potions. Steel short sword. It's actually pretty. So whatever. Is there anything I'm missing? A pauldron, perhaps? No, I have both. One's just a different type than the other. That should be all four of the Telvanni agents that we needed to take care of. Okay, we got a shard sword, long blade, one-handed. Doesn't do a ton of stuff though, so. Fortify luck spell is crazy early on in the game too. You don't think it affects as much as it does, but Khajiits, yeah. Yeah, they don't get brought up much in terms of the lore, and I don't think they're included in any of the books themselves. Maybe. Hey, Alter, how you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you tuning in. You still trapped at work right now? Doing a continuation stream for Morrowind, which you tuned in for my birthday too. Still early on in the game though. I get caught up in talking and don't make a ton of progress, but we're having good conversation and stuff, so definitely worthwhile. We got Sheen, Mansig, Grief, we'll take. You're probably wondering too why I picked up the paper. You can actually make scrolls in the game. I don't remember if that's something that's only because of the open Morrowind improvements to the game, but I think it's inherent in the game as is. I think if you have charcoal or whatever it is, chalk or something like that, and then paper, you can make your own scrolls using spells that you know, varying degrees when you do you interact with one of the Mages Guild people. Or no, you might actually no, you just equip it. I think if I equip this, right, like. No, maybe you do. Maybe you do put it together at like some kind of thing. I don't normally make them myself, but I know you can. And I don't remember if that's a Morrowind improvement from Open Morrowind or not. But so we're going to focus on strength, speed, and endurance for this level, not only because they include the highest point upgrades to my skills, or my stats, but also that's max fatigue and carry weight. This is how fast I can move, which is helpful in fights, like you noticed when we were getting the fight with that archer outside of the entrance here. If they just start booking it backwards and it's a Khajiit or something, especially, or a Bosmer or something, or Gonian, like they're faster than we are typically. Agility is another good dump one that affects dodge and hit targets and max fatigue. That also directly affects well, no, that affects. Dang, what is it? Block. Block is the primary thing, so that directly affects block as well, which is one of our primary skills. Endurance, always we're gonna dump into that no matter what we level. Just because we want to get the maximum health per level bonus from leveling system. Quick review. Strength is getting leveled up by acrobatics. I could have avoided that entirely by using the magic system and using that to jump, but this is a good way to slowly over time consolidate leveling into traveling. We don't have athletics, but we do have speed, which dictates our short blade, and you can see how fast it swings, but also at the same time how fast we move. People normally move about half the speed that we do. Morrowind is infamous for its very, very slow start to the game, dictated not only by your hit and miss chance, but also primarily due to your travel speed. Sorry, I got a text. But yeah, so it has a very slow start to this game if you've ever played it. If you haven't played it, it is abrupt compared to other games, especially other entries in the series. I like the slow start though, personally. I know I'm kind of cheesing it a little bit just for the viewer enjoyment here and to try a new playstyle, but you kind of get this like immersion through hardship experience where walking slowly, and if you don't know what you're doing in the game, you have limited funds, very, very weak gear. It kind of forces you to learn the land and primarily respect survival. It almost is more of a survival game. Just like some of the like mods and stuff for Fallout are. There are mods for this game. This is one of the most modded games in history, by the way. This has insane amounts of mods on Nexus. Ivan said, I was thinking maybe I should get the company that made my rig to make Space Marine bodies. So it's like an any rig, like the female one. Yeah, dude, that would be pretty sick. I was gonna ask you too, like, how did you make your model? How did you do that? I know you did certain implementations, so did you make it all from the ground up? I forget if I ever asked you. Thank you, Williams, for sending that over. I appreciate it, man. I will check it out. Is it something I could watch on stream? I'm not gonna do it right this second, but is it like viewer friendly? It's not just gonna bust out a bunch of crazy terminology as soon as I open it. Yeah, too, like it also makes you with the slow movement speed and stuff, it makes you learn the different travel systems, which if you're a new player, like a lot of people, you get introduced to Silt Striders right off rip, right? I went on Etsy. It was meant to be a General Bison knockoff. Yeah, I figured there is some General Bison influence, but I also I wasn't sure if Ivan Iron Fist is a character from another IP or something like that. Is that a Street Fighter thing? I haven't played since like Street Fighter 2 when I was young. I don't play a ton of fighting games, in all honesty. It looks sweet though, like a lot of the mechanics that happen on your character with like the wind movements and stuff. I know you did the shadow thing yourself, but all the like the hat toggle and all that stuff is really, really cool. If you haven't checked out Ivan Iron Fist, by the way, like dude, he's on kind of late because he's Australian time zone, but his VODs are really, really cool. He's an awesome awesome playthrough guide. So you can make this in Cubism Live 2D, but I have no time for it. I'm lazy. Also, even if you can rig it, you need to draw the base model, which I can't do. Understandable. I wasn't sure if you had... you're a pretty intuitive person when it comes to, like, doing things on your own, from what I've noticed, too. And, like, learning and adapting quickly, not only in games, but in, like, functionality for the different broadcast stuff. So I went with Etsy with a bunch of pictures and said, hey, can you do this? I'm assuming the answer is yes, right? Yeah. But yeah, Ivan streams late at, well, it's not late to him. It's like 4 p.m. I think for him in his time zone, but over here it's about 2 a.m. in EST. Obviously adapt that by an easier metric for whatever your viewing time zone is. But he does upload VODs over on YouTube. He plays a lot of awesome survival craft games, some minor horror stuff, comedy stuff, really good solo and co-op mode games. He does a little bit of 40k stuff as well. So if you ever want to check him out, his model is awesome. And this studio did it. Total was just around 1k, which is good for rigging. If you go Iron Vortex, it is like 40. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I almost did my own model. I actually did the whole design for this character over in 2D in Cubism Live 2D, right? I did Illustrator, Photoshop, and then into Live 2D. So I still have the base model for this in 2D. And I started doing the rigging process, and that is an art form, man. That is crazy, crazy amounts of work, dude. Definitely not something you can just wing and do on your own super successfully at first. Like, I probably could have got a passable model, but it would be lacking a lot of core functionality. It would be lacking a lot of being able to move stuff. I wanted to do something too. I haven't been using it lately, but I wanted to do something where I could do 3D model with, yeah, 3D for VR chat and V2. Yeah, that's what I do. So you need like, oh wait, if you want for the low price of the kindness of my heart, it would be an honor to be a free moderator for you on all 3 platforms that you are on. How do I do that from here right now? 1 second, brother. I low-key have no idea how to do that on YouTube right this second, but I can do it for the other platforms, brother. Give me just a second while I try to figure this all out. Alright, so... Community, roles manager... Add new. Is it? Let me just reference this real quick because it's typed down on the other one. One word. Gotcha. All right. Added you on Twitch for it. I'll do the other ones later if you don't mind. I don't even know how to do it on YouTube. I'm going to be 100% with you, brother. But I got you on Twitch already. Or wait, you do it a lot for other people. How do I do it on... A lot of scammer in this space, by the way. 3D is easier if it works in VR chat, and it works for B2. I'll send you a link later. Yeah, Upfan is awesome. He does moderating for a lot of people I follow. Alright, what was I talking about? Travel systems in this game. Studio settings, community moderation. Gotcha. Alright. Let's see how good I can multitask. So, in terms of the travel time and stuff, here, I'm just gonna actually move this to the third monitor real quick. So I can read that too. Studio settings. Community moderation. User management. Of the user. Oh, it's not going to let you put the link on the thing, is it? Raid function to allow anyone to redirect my content. Thank you. Yeah, I don't even know how to Duro. I have never raided once ever. I tried a couple of times and I like couldn't figure it out on the fly and I was like, oh, fuck it. Alright, that should be updated. So you should have mod functions for everybody. I made you one as well, Ivan, on the off chance that you're ever free and want to do anything, raid somebody, whatever. Stuck in the menu. But yeah, so one of the reasons why I do like that slow start in this game, it gets you more involved with the travel system. There's multiple types of traveling systems. There's like 4 of them in this game. You have the Mages Guild fast travel services. You have the Silt Strider, which you're introduced to early on in Seyda to get over to Balmora initially. Don't worry. It's alright. I'll fix it later if you don't want to, but it also, oh yeah, there's a Propylon Index. Die on accident. I think I have water breathing actually. I might be able to get away with this in a second. I do not. Do I have a potion? Never know. There's probably not anything, Oh, yeah. I didn't really think about that, in all honesty. Not super worried about it right this second, though. But I do appreciate the input on that because that is valuable information. Yeah, so there's the Propylon Index. System, which is primarily made for, I think, vampire functionality in the game. One of the major issues that you will face if you play as a vampire in this game is that nobody will talk to you or interact with you or allow you to buy things or, you know, whatever. So you have to find creative ways to get from place to place. You do have increased movement speed, you do have increased other stats. You have a weakness, and you also take fire damage for every second that you're in the sun, depending on the stage of vampirism. One of the ways that you can get around that, though, is only travel at night on the roads, and then you can use the Propylon indexes, use a mark and recall system, and then just use the scrolls to travel directly to temples and shrines and stuff from the Propylon indexes. Because they'll dump you in, like, kind of crazy places all throughout the world. Like, they're just kind of scattered. I don't remember how many of them there are exactly. I know finding the keys for them are... Yeah, it's kind of hidden in the game, in all honesty. You kind of have to go out of your... You might randomly encounter it. I think there's one quest that kind of randomly forces you to encounter it. With the Fighters Guild? Or the Mages Guild. I don't remember which one exactly. One of them forces you to fight a couple of vampires. Chances are, depending on what class you play, you have like a 50-50 chance of getting it. Normally, you'll run and go get it cured right away because you interact with shrines a lot more frequently in this game than you would in the other ones, based off of the buff system that they put out for you is more valuable here. But yeah, when you are a vampire, you can't really travel anywhere, and you can't fast travel while you're taking damage, and you have to go from indoor to indoor really, really quickly. The old Dunmer ruins and the Sixth House bases that are kind of scattered throughout outside of the Ghost Gate itself, that are just on the island surrounding the core area of the Red Mountain. There's like 2 of them over here. I think one's like right here, and the other one is like over there. They're basically giant fortresses that stick out like a sore thumb, but given the draw distance with the atmospheric fog, you typically won't see them until you crest a hill while trying to take a shortcut somewhere. They're not normally marked. I think you only go through one of them towards the end of the Nerevarine Prophecy quest line, where you're talking to like the Ashlandi tribes and stuff. They send you into there to get some kind of clue to figure out how to get like Sunder and Keening, which are the Dwemer tools of resonance that you use towards the end of the game in the Dagoth Ur fight. But yeah, it's cool that they included it, but they also, it's extremely rare that you'll ever come across one. Like, I think I've picked up 2, possibly 3 in my entire playthroughs. They're just randomly, like, in buildings or, like, on the ground outside somewhere. Like, there's no hints as to where they're located or anything, I don't think, in the game, in terms of... There might be one book on it that mentions that they exist, but there's never, like... They don't mark it on your map, there's no talk about it with any of the dialogue options. Basically just like a little hidden part of the game that they didn't fully include. So I gotta call that. Yeah, stupid sexy Dagoth Ur. He do be flexing on people though. He's just got nothing but a big ass tribal mask and a loincloth. And a deep baritone voice. He'd be like trying to rizz you up too throughout the story a little bit. Kind of crazy. Sus. But yeah, so in terms of like the interconnectedness throughout the whole island, and also the secondary island for the expansion. There's also boat systems that a lot of people, essentially, yeah, it's pretty bare bones. It's very risque. And I know he does it on purpose, man. I know he does. There's no way he doesn't know what's going on with all that. That's not some kind of culture thing. Look at the rest of the people. They're robed entirely. I mean, they are ugly as shit, too. Lovecraftian horrors, mostly. But yeah, so there's a boat system, too, that connects things. Like, I think there's one in Seidon Neen where you start. There might be a boat in that you can take all the way up over hereabouts, and then connects again, like over on this side. Long story short, it kind of surrounds the island. There's like 6 or 7 different boat points, not including the Vivek Inner Kanto system, which is, I don't know. That whole city is a fucking nightmare, in all honesty. It all looks the same. The only denotations that you're traveling in the right direction is the different colored flags that also all look the same. There's almost nothing, unless you read Daedric, which is what the, I don't know if you know, like the O from Oblivion, or like the symbol that's on the front, that's supposed to be an O in Daedric. I listened to one. No, it wasn't a short story, Lone Pair. It was an interview or something where he talks about like the Khajiits and the Argonians, or he talks about each race. It might have been like a racial classification thing, and he just gets super racist in it. It's pretty funny, actually. It's probably by the same guy, though, I think. I don't know. There's so many voice AI mods and stuff nowadays, too, that where, like, they could just be anybody doing anything nowadays. But, yeah. I should check out more of those. That would be a kind of fun way to, like, break up some of the stream content here for these. Yeah, if you know of any of them, though, like, feel free to... I guess you can't really link them here. I do have a Discord and stuff if you ever want to just post links. I have a Discord server where you can just post whatever. I also don't mind about self-promotion if you are a streamer yourself or your friends are or whatever. Feel free to post. I don't care. Just try to designate it in somewhat appropriate areas. We don't even need to do any of it. I get so lost in the sauce talking about this game to the point that I don't even hardly play it. So we need to go back. That's why we're going this way, but I need to go up and around, I think. For being so high already. Well, actually, my acrobatics isn't very high. It's only like 30. Do you guys think we should go talk to the Naked Nord while we're over here? Oh, if I back up. Shot. What? That's crazy. Normally you can't rest because there's enemies nearby, and I see him in my vision, so... Alalix? I don't remember the name of the one that I viewed originally, so I don't know if that's it. I will check it out, though, for sure. Let me, actually... Alalix. So fast of a weapon compared to literally every other weapon in the game. It's crazy. Yeah, this game has some incredible features to it, man. I don't know how that hasn't happened. I'm gonna be 100% with you, Ivan. Maybe because they don't jump into Morrowind streams specifically or something. I don't know. I don't think I got one last time either. Last time I streamed Morrowind. I think Morrowind is off limits, dude. They just won't do it. No one watches Morrowind stuff besides very, very core fans to Elder Scrolls or people who are... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm listed on. I don't think I put Morrowind into the channel thing. Twitch, so I don't know. What do I need to look at here? I have alchemy ingredients. I can probably unload these. What time is it? 2 a.m. It doesn't seem like it's 2 a.m. There's a lot of active people. What are you guys doing? Oh, maybe it's a weekend. People are just piling up at the bar. It looks like something's going on over here, huh? Guards seem real interested in this building. Guess I don't know. I think if you interact with people with your weapon out in Morrowind, it lowers their disposition towards you. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it does, though. It might not have been implemented until Oblivion, though. We're gonna wait.
What say you?
Shy a half carry weight now. I probably could have kept that shield from earlier. Yeah. For anyone who wasn't aware, if they haven't played the game or whatever, Mage's Guild has that fast travel service function, which we are going to use now in order to get back to Balmora. There's no Silt Strider here. There's no other real way besides using Mark and Recall. I think if I use a scroll of Alcimvi or Almsivi intervention, it'll actually take me back over to Morrowind because there's no designated temple here. But there is an Imperial fort, which I think Divine Intervention takes you to. Because I originally thought Divine was the temples and that Almsivi would be the other one, but I think it's the opposite, actually, for some reason. So we're going to go back to Balmora.
May I help you?
Was there something else? Oh, the open spell. I was going to make the open spell.
All right then, I'm listening.
Oh, there it is. Okay, what the heck? Yo, what the hell? Oh, my OBS thing is glitched. Damn, my whole... I don't even know what just happened. Am I still streaming? Dang, man. I have no idea. My chat just disappeared entirely. So I don't know if I'm still streaming over on YouTube or what happened, but... What do we do here? We can... It's going? Alright, for sure. Yeah, my chat is gone completely besides what's popping up on the screen. I don't even know how to fix that right now. What the heck? That's super weird. I don't know. Whatever. If it works, it works. That's fine.
Is there something I can do for you?
What do we need to do? We're going back to Iris Fire Eye, or whatever her name is.
Go ahead.
That's Fireheart or Fire Eye.
No worries.
Iris Fire.
I won't hurt you.
We're gonna turn in the Telvanni Agents quest. We get 400 gold. Our journal is also updated. Advancement. Fighters Guild recognizes us. We are now the Journeyman. Return a code book that belongs to our client. The code book our client wants is in the hands of Siltilde at the South Wall in Balmora. Find that code back and bring it back, or find that code book and bring it back to me. So this is another one, like, it isn't about the Thieves Guild, they say, but can just get you banned out of the Thieves Guild twice in a row if you aren't careful. Yeah, this game is sweet though. Part political intrigue, part survival simulator, part mythological epic. Crazy. Dump some stuff off real quick. I think we're gonna... Dagger doesn't weigh hardly anything, so whatever. Store health, fortify health, we can drop off. Good luck might be worth keeping. 2 points for seconds. Not worth. Store intelligence, we can put away. That's such a bad drink, it's just mostly to sell. Store fatigue is goated. Cure poison. We have poison already. That's common disease, so we might want to keep that. Fortify speed. Restore fatigue, restore health, decent potions. We can. The paper weighs 1 pound each. What the helly? Some kind of insanity there. Dang it, dude. I have no idea what just happened to my freaking chat, bruh. 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 I'm using Stream Elements. I should realistically just use Restream. I can see you now, but like I thought that I lost the chat off the window too, trying to fix it. I appreciate you guys. Copy your code, paste it in a browser source. Yeah, I have one, but it is. There's something going on here. One sec. That's not what I want. Oh. Yeah. Oh, is it just, what is going on with that? What the heck? Thank you. I appreciate you, Williams. Yeah, I tried to get rid of them and I accidentally got rid of my chat, dude. Which I've never done before and I don't know how to. I mean, I guess I could post it into the browser source, but if you guys are still there, and I guess it doesn't really matter overall. I just hope that I catch the stuff when it pops up. So I have it on a separate monitor. We are in Balmora, emptied our stuff. I probably could have dropped the soul gems off. Do I have soul trap? I have soul trap, right? I need to make a different copy of that.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
Is that guy on YouTube? You talking about the bot? I don't know. Guy on YouTube.
Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't.
I suppose I have in mind. What is it?
Are you talking about like Ivan and spell making, target. Burden. Snare while we're here, right? Poison. Can use that later. Spite. Bottle.
Greetings.
That. Okay.
What exactly do you require of me?
Southwell Corner Club. Tilde. What was it? A book? Code book?
Do you... You may speak.
I'm thinking that there was one of those assassins.
What's your
Tilde, code book. What code book? Okay, friend, you know about the code book. I don't want any trouble with you, so just take it. Just don't tell anyone I gave it to you. So we bribed him. Cost 200 gold. I don't know if it's profitable to have done that. I probably could have started with 10 and then did 100 and then have the cost, but gold isn't really an issue. So we're mostly just doing it for the plot. For the plot. After you, sir. Back to the Fighters Guild. Turn the code book in. 50 septums, so we lost some money there. Helavian Desele owes one of our clients 200 septums. Deliver Desele's debt money to me. Runs a corner club in Saran. She owes Manos Releth, one of our clients, 200 septums. Bring this money to me, and I'll let you keep half of it.
Welcome, friend.
So I gotta get over to Saran. This might be a double jump and a hop skip away. I don't remember. It does feel progressively better over time. Playing this. Oh my god, there you go, eating my words. This guy. That's our fast travel dude. Fell off of the platform. Alright, 22 gold to get to Saran. Saran has similar architecture as Balmora with the Dunmer influence. We're looking for a corner club. Should grab a torch or something, huh? There's like one laying around in this guard tower. Just save real quick. I don't know when the last time we did. I think a note in here. I don't even know if I've ever come in here in any of my playthroughs.
Wealth beyond measure.
Not to be that guy, but so since I hid behind that pillar, he didn't see me commit the crime. Using telekinesis to extend the range of my ability to interact with items. The more clever way to pickpocket, so to speak. Saran, Desele's House of Earthly Delights. It's a strip club.
Mathera.
Great place, huh? Well, hey there. It's a fine place, this is, huh? It's a fine place. Good place for me to just forget about my troubles. No use thinking about them. Stupid slaves. What is going on here? Why they gotta run? Sure, be nothing to do if they didn't, but why they gotta hide too? Ah, I hate them all, especially the ones I can't find. Know what I mean? Of course you do. Been looking for this one, Haj I, for months now. Can't find him though. Always running and hiding. Running and hiding. How's a man supposed to earn his keep? I'll tell you how. Running and looking, that's how. Even got myself a guide, I did. Good old Hides His Eyes. Kind of a stupid name if you ask me. Anyway, he's been showing me around here for a couple of weeks. Fat load of good that's done for me. I don't think I've ever interacted with this guy before, but apparently he is looking for his... I mean, Hajai sounds like it could either be Khajiit or Argonian, but hides his eyes is definitely Argonian. He's getting duped. I'm not going to find the slave for you.
All right, I'm listening. The blue plates are nice, but the brown ones seem to last longer.
Caravaner told me he delivered a bunch of pilgrims and robes and a pile of equipment to a drop site cast of Lake Navia, northwest of Mount Cant. There's nothing out there to interest a pilgrim. You want to bet that that's a bunch of rogue Telvanni setting up housekeeping?
You may speak.
Why do we need to persuade this guy? Ah. Always rest here between pilgrimages, he says. Outfitter. Looking for a corner club. It's 10 p.m. I don't think I've ever really interacted with many of the merchants here in this town. Ebony right bracer is crazy this early in the game. Ebony dart, insane. Mark ring, yeah. That'll be it, I guess.
You may speak.
Mark and recall functions are really overpowered in this game. You can marketplace and then recall to it later. Anywhere on the map. Good to set up for, there's like certain trainers that once you hit level 75, you can't train past a certain point with them. You have to go find the ones that are out in the wild, and sometimes they're very far away. Sometimes you need to set up a little getaway point for things, or bounce back and forth between quest endpoints. Temple services, go to the Saran Temple. For services for House Lalu, retainers, and kin, go to the Orin Manor. Our local tradesmen and trainers include Dranas Frathium at the Saran Slave Market, Gareth Muck, Gro Musgub, the Smith, Ibernadad, I can't even read that. Asernarari, the Apothecary, Golden Bellaram, the Pawnbroker, Verera Rendo, the Clothier, Renasa Gilvain, the Trader, and Ralds Oral, the Trader. Talking about Daedric weapons. Anything I can use here? 24-2. Ours is better, right? Where did my shield go? How did it happen again? Where did my shield go? Does your shield break and like just not? I don't remember unequipping a shield. Okay. Maybe they just break. I don't know.
Mathera.
Big sword. What's this guy up to, you think? Red Mountain spreads ash and blight. Sinners gather at the house. The time of the incarnate is at hand. Okay, so he's a cult member. I don't want to join your shitty cult, bro. Outfitter. Here, talk to the pawnbroker. That's the slave market. Yo, what? So, that was our first Cliff Racer experience. I don't remember the guards ever interacting with them, though, when they pop up, but... Alright, I need to... figure out how to get my chat back. Community? Dude, I don't even understand. Channel? Advanced settings? I heard an alert, but yo, D, real quick, speaking of modern advertisement, I'm gonna go. I can't even read. Okay, I caught the end of that. I appreciate you. Enjoy, brother, enjoy. Thank you so much for your help. Man, what is going on here, bro? I'm going through it right now. Give me just a second. I gotta figure out how to get my YouTube chat back.
Citizen. Strength is a virtue, friend. Welcome.
Dang it, dude. One sec.
Adventure lies beyond
Into the live tab, YouTube Studio.
Finally, something interesting. So callous, these creatures.
Dang, I don't even know what just happened, man. Whatever. I'm gonna take a second to do a little intermission, and then I'm gonna jump back in, I guess. Okay, technical difficulties. Let me just, I don't know what to do. So I just gotta end the stream and then I'll jump back in.